a man so big and strong in mind. Be a man so humble now, a man of men now let it shine.
You know, they speak the truth and nobody can argue. Nobody can be in an uproar. When you really start to research and find out who are we as a people, when you find out even that in Africa, the Africans knew that there were groups of people by the hundreds of thousands, if not millions, those who are not of their own tribe, but were outsiders that they went hunt to sell to give over to the Europeans. These special people, these chosen people, is what we find that you and I are affiliated with. Even those in Brazil and the Central Americas, South America itself, we're gonna find that the history shows itself. Now, for those that don't know, that even the treatment of black people in America, we know that that has been since the beginning of the so-called enslavement of our people. There hasn't been liberty or freedom. Hence why I left the country of America. I call it damn Erica. But you're gonna find that I sit here in peace amongst my own people, and yet I don't have to worry about dealing with all of these things that you all do. So I share with you all this information. I say to each and every one of you all to come visit the motherland. Come visit and see for yourself as you go through my YouTube channel and find the countries that I have been to that is beyond in the story that they have told you. That there is development, that there is prosperity, that there is freedom, that there is opportunity for you to prosper, which is rightfully yours. This is your man, not your boy. Go black to Africa.
Too often we see that gentleman, oh my God, got a large platform. But these are the messages he passes out around there. He wants to maintain the narrative that the Africans sold them. So my question to him is, according to the law of our land, if our forefathers sold you, it means that you are banished from that land. It means that your ancestors have committed crime. These are the only people we used to banish. So whenever you banish, they're free to dispose of you however they see fit, due to the level of criminality of your ancestors. So he maintained that, oh, they sold the special people. The Fang are Israelites. What will be called Israelite? We don't use that identity because we know it's a social construct. They just put in. When our people were stolen from us, they didn't leave Africa as Israelite. They left Africa as Fang, as Punus, as Kotas, and so on and so on. Go and find out what's your tribe. We will tell you who your patriarch is, because not everybody that got picked up is from those 12 original kingdoms. But back in the days, they told them that they were Americos. You know, in the divide and conquer, they have to tell them that they are something different than the rest. So they want to maintain that confusion so that those who are not even, you know, so-called Israelite can claim it just because they in America. Some of you find yourself here because of the job of your ancestors. Yes. Many of those who betrayed their children when they could no longer capture other people, when they could no longer fill up their quota, guess what? They rounded them up, them and their family. These peasants who believed the colonizers, that the colonizer could ever become king's maker, and they collaborated. Peasants who had, you know, aspiration to be made kings. Many of them betrayed the royal families. After they had their ways with the royal family, murdered all the royals and the priests and shipped their children into slavery. Who do you think they turned against? They turned against them. So their descendants are in the diaspora with us. How would you identify them? The spirit in them, the level of hatred they have toward other black people doesn't make sense. It's in their DNA, that dream of power they had. They will try to live it out. You would see them, usually they wouldn't be married to a Bantu woman. even if they start with one of our women. But the hatred of self, the level of frustration their ancestors died with, would betraying everybody for them to find themselves in slavery too. They have that bitterness in the DNA. This is how you will recognize them. Then another way you will recognize them is their choice in Korea. That very same thing, King Ali died fighting the very same system. When King Ali told them, I am not your man to go and arrest and murder Viet Cong. You see them parading their uniform proudly with their medals. It tells you what we're dealing with. So those of you who follow that guy to go back to Africa, he was kicked out of Sierra Leone. I don't know what they caught him doing there for his masters. So what our children out there need to know, you came from somewhere, and when you came, you were not as Israelite. There's no nation in Africa called Israel. When you left home, you left as a Fang, you left as a Kota, you left as a Dinke, you left as a Yoruba, you left as a Punu, you left as a Ntumu, you left as a Wondo. Now DNA can help you find who you came from. So stop inventing identities, nationalities, okay? Just to give people reason. You heard in his speech, oh, they got the right, they have the right to go. That's the attitude they come with. No, our ancestors lost the war. You got shipped and you became property of whomever you became. In order for you to return with rights, one of us, the parents back at home, have to claim you. These are matters of nations. Why do you think the African countries don't just extend? You know, come like Ghana did. And I'm sure Ghana will live to regret it. It's because Liberia, I grew up, my father, my grandfather, they were watching the matters of Liberia. Do you know why? Because we have blood in Liberia. The Fang people were scattered on the continent. They took a bunch of our people over there too. So the matters of Liberia always touch home to us. So we know what they went and did there. They had the opportunity to finally become free, but they didn't do it. What did they do? They took slavery to Africa. So it's really hard to feel sorry for a group of people who are so indoctrinated to hate themselves to the point they're just a hazard to themselves and other black people around them. I don't know what it gets to spread that the Africans sold them because they were precious. The Fang people who found themselves in captivity, who sold them? I'm the current crown queen of the Fang people, 17th generation. I know my ancestors by name. I know what happened to us, what happened to us. They are Israelite because the Fang are descendant of Manasseh. Now you tell me, Mr. Captain America, all right, who sold the Fang? So this is what they take out there to further divide us. What they're failing to tell our children, that their ancestors who went to Liberia to colonize Liberia, look at Liberian flag, 1 star, and they had the intention of from Liberia spread it throughout Africa and make a United States of Africa that is run by their masters. But as stupid slaves, they went and fell. Do you know that their descendants being deported, they're not even US citizens anymore. They come as refugees. They have been stripped of that very same citizenship. They went and enslaved, raped, and murdered motherland Africa. The collective of Black America need to really think. You have never wondered why your money, because of the group of people they stole from us, Americans are the richest ones. You never wonder why your money has never been able to buy you the freedom you claim you want so much, or the respect we are all yearning for. There's heavy curses on the collective of America. And they really have a lot of mea culpa to do. Since I shared the Liberian video, this very same guy, he goes and discusses Liberia, gaslighting them.
If you are the first, why does it seem like you're the last in development? It's sad to say that I know that there's been struggles in Liberia, and I don't want to walk on anybody's pain in their past history. I want to give the utmost respect for the people who may be in a struggle, and in their system and their governments and their politics is an area that I don't want to trample on. But I'm going to say that it is sad to see that our people are living still in ways that we would call undeveloped. Liberia, a place with beautiful people, hardworking people, still had antiquated electricity, water, sewer, having a waste management program to keep the country clean. Now, I hope that somebody will share this with the dignitaries and those who may be in charge, because I believe that sometimes in life, an outsider has to point out something wrong in order for somebody to see it. Now, most people who are there in Liberia, of course, when you get used to something and you see something a certain way, it becomes you. But when somebody tells you you got something hanging in your nose, it's hard for somebody to tell you that. Something on your mouth, your face, or maybe you're acting and behaving a certain way that somebody can come over to you and say, hey, you could chill out, be at peace. These are things that we as a people should be open and honest, doing it with a heart of love, so that they can bring on a betterment for a country of people. I'm saying Liberia needs to clean its nose. I'm saying Liberia needs to clean its nose. There is something hanging from the so-called old schools of thoughts that needs to be cleaned up. It is sad to see people who are living in dilapidated housings, and the city is, having problems with, the waste management, where there is a mayor she has an initiative. Hats off to the mayor who is trying to develop this initiative. But when I see that there is a group that is going cleaning up, there's many who's dumping down. But the people, it's amazing wherever I go, you can find genuine-hearted people. You can find people who are there who will help you, people there who will smile and all. But I found something strangely odd for Liberia. It's very similar to America, and there was a part of it that I did not like. The mentality for most. I have seen more physical fights in Liberia than I have in all of the 13 countries I've been to. The mentality, I saw that there was people in the marketplaces, there's hustle and bustle, and there's a lot of stuff going on. There may be more tensions, and there may be less patience, but I saw people who were argumentative. I also myself was engaged with an individual who wanted to argue with me when he was supposed to provide me a service, which I paid him for, and he did not come through with. Yet he wanted to argue with me. I find that very similar to America. But in saying that, I hope that Liberia can wake up and move forward with the rest of the world in where they can do better for their people. It's all for the people. I'm saying that if we can think about one another, because whether it's Sierra Leone, whether it's Liberia, whether it's other countries that have not got to that place yet of waste management and, electricity developments and sewers and waters, you're missing out on a huge market of those who are tourists, who are willing to come in and spend billions of dollars like Ghana has found, and a lot of the Eastern countries have found, that tourism benefits everybody. Got to that place yet of waste management and, electricity developments and sewers and waters, you're missing out on a huge market of those who are tourists, who are willing to come in and spend billions of dollars like Ghana has found, and a lot of the Eastern countries have found, that tourism benefits everybody. For even if you have a business that you can reap from, those coming in who are touring, ready to spend their hard-earned money, you will win. But when your country, your city, your government has not made this development, many people who are coming from different combinations will not want to come visit or return. And this, I believe, is where Liberia can benefit from. I was told by several people that tourism is very much lacking, and that I was also asked, could I help out in ensuring that the tourism can possibly be brought to a place to where Liberia can stand pride, where they can allow people coming in to see their history.
Just gaslighting them. They haven't said, I'm sorry. Nobody talks about the many lineages that went and erased in Liberia. Do you know what they were doing? When they enslave you, you go and work, they become a master, so they name you like their masters named them in America. As a result of which we have a lot of Liberians' lineages that were erased thanks to them. So we have a lot of Liberian, Johnson, whatever, the slave master's name. Since slave masters didn't catch them, they brought slavery to them. This is what hatred can do. What this guy is doing, I don't take it lightly. And the leaders in Africa, you better pay attention. We have to avoid another Liberia at all costs. The sad thing is, individuals such as this guy ruin chances for our other children who are born in America, who have no ill intent against the continent. I don't know who they want to go and live with. If we sold you, you want to go and live around people who sold you, really? It's war you want to bring on our land. And it's about time you stop. It's about time you stop. Africa is a sacred land. And many of you are not even welcome. You're going to see many of you going to go and you're going to lose everything and run back to America. The only thing you know. Because not all of you are welcome. We are aware of the serious crimes of many of you who found yourself in the diaspora, the serious crime of your ancestors. As nature has it, the traders found themselves in slavery too. I don't know who sold you. So just like South Africa is doing, Ethiopia is doing, these are the dangerous people you need to watch. I heard that he divorced his African-American wife to go with, I don't know whomever. These are the signs. No matter what, they will show that they hate us. They hate our women, they hate our sons, they hate our everything. Among us, they gotta be in a position of ruling, and for that, they will sell their souls to the devil, literally, my dear people. So beware. So those of you, the real sons and daughters of our kings who are there, our survival royals, you have to identify that these spirits have been among us since back in the days. Just like the ones who went to Liberia failed the mission and their masters even disowned them. They're still bitter. Those in the diaspora barking, these divisive dogs, barking. They're still bitter. It's in their DNA that the master never fulfilled. That's why they run and wear their uniform. That's why they run and spread their propaganda. That's why they're so bound to divide the house of Isolele. But in this day and age, we know they will fail. Because the children of Yakuba are standing like this as one. As one. Those who refuse it are enemies and need to be kept away from our homeland. I hear you talk about rights. Your ancestors lost the war. You lost everything. You have no right until we claim you. That's what it is. Okay? You have no right until the Africans, our fathers and mothers on the continent, claim you. Okay? That's how it works. When we have a child outside, when one of our sons or daughters has blood outside, like we call it, one of us has to go and identify that blood as ours and bring it home and put it in the compound. It's in that order. We're not people of disorder. So you can say, oh, people sold you, but and yet you really want to come and live around us? According to the law of the land, anybody we sold is banished and should not return, because the ground itself will swallow you. You will know the worst experiences And this is not for us. To let the banished person come back, a lot of ritual have to be made. So those of you who run around with that narrative, please stay away from Africa, okay? Because we won't tolerate that bullying, that nothing. There's a prophecy out there. We know the slaves are coming. For those of you who care, you know, we are one. There's no Africans without Africa. You show respect to the motherland and the motherland will take care of you. It's not by default, just because you have DNA and nothing less truly of us. As the Chinese, when the Japanese invaded them and kidnapped a bunch of their people, when they made peace, they asked China if they want their people, but China said no, they've been compromised. But don't try to take advantage of the fact that Africans respect blood. You have wounded us once. You won't do it again. It won't happen. You want to mingle, all of you. It's not true. I live in South America. My father was ambassador in Venezuela, Argentina, Uruguay, Brazil, and all that. They don't believe that our people sold them. The proof is that a lot of Brazilians moved back to Nigeria. There was no war. They didn't see Nigeria in 20 years of civil war, like the Americos, the so-called free slave, sank Liberia, took hold of the power since what? It was 1840, when the rest of the continent was still occupied and in slavery. They were free, running a so-called republic, a proxy republic on behalf of their masters. But yet, African hates you. No, you hate yourself. Okay? So, to our amazing children out there who understand unity, we are one with our people on the continent. And people on the continent, just pay attention to the bad apples. Don't mingle all of our children. It's not true. You still have real children. You still have blood on this land called America. Okay? Peace, love, and unity. Until next time.
Did we embrace Africans? Huh? Did we bring them into our communities? Did we get them to hang out with us and spend time with us? No, we shunned them. We made fun of them. That's what we do. Don't say we didn't do that shit. We did. You know what I'm saying? Jim Crow really did a number on us. That's the difference between us and everybody else. Everybody else had slavery, but we had Jim Crow. We didn't have something like Jim Crow. We had Jim Crow. And what Jim Crow did was it made black people hate themselves. And hating themselves mean they hated other black people. We made fun of them, right? Only in America, they'll make fun of you because you're short. They'll make fun of you because you're big. They'll make fun of you because you're dark. Whatever it is, they're going to make fun of you. Oh, it's funny. He. That's us. That's our people, right? So y'all be surprised sometimes when some people say we don't like y'all. Hey, cool. I'm okay with this shit because I know that we do some shit, right? We be hiding our hand. On that type of shit, we straight hide our hand. We try to act like we the victims. They just don't like us for no reason. Nah, motherfucker, there's a reason why they don't like us. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why a lot of people don't like us because of how we do things. We go overseas right now, right? And we go and destroy somebody's home, right? And then we get on TikTok, we get on Instagram, we get on YouTube, and we defend the behavior. We defend the behavior. We turn into the victims, and we make that person responsible. Look how they treating us. Look what the fuck we doing. We takes no responsibility for the things that we do to other people. And then when we get mad because somebody say, you know what, I don't really like y'all. Yo, I'm glad I'm not included with y'all. I'm out here sharing my culture with everybody. I want people to know that all those other motherfuckers over there, yeah, that ain't me. I don't do stupid ass shit like that. This is who I really am, and this is how most of us really are. You understand? That small group of people don't speak for the rest of us. You know what I'm saying? So, people, look, if you don't want to go to the Caribbean, you don't want to go to Africa, I done said it about 1,000 times, and I can't say it till my teeth is white. Don't take your ass over there. I don't need you fucking shit up for me. Stay your ass where you are. You understand? Cause all the damage you can where you are. Don't take your black ass over there. Stay the fuck out of my way. I got shit to do. I'm trying to find family. I'm trying to find friends. And I'm not out here trying to clean up your goddamn mess because you can't be a damn adult about some shit. If you got that shit in your mind that I don't want to go in it, don't take your ass. Stay the hell out of my way. Do not mess my shit up. I like out here. Seriously.